And we are live. Welcome back to the pod, everyone.
Welcome, welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen.
I don't know about you boys, but and this is a bad take. I already know Evan's gonna be pissed off at me. Monday was kind of nice. I won't lie. Like getting to bed at like 9 o'clock, not having to sweat out another game. It's the break I think that I used to hate, and now I do look forward to it because already today I'm looking forward to Thursday. But the break was necessary. I had eaten chicken wings for 4 straight days.
Like a dopamine reset. I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind it as much if there were other sports. I feel
yeah.
like it's just such a cutoff. Like there's no Champions League, there's no golf, there's no football. Obviously, I feel like we're just. I mean, there's NBA, but it's like that could be a whole other conversation. Just feel like we get kind of cut off cold turkey.
Yeah, and the
That's one of the worst takes I've ever heard.
for me,
It's absolutely despicable that you'd say something like that.
hey,
Um,
listen.
I'm actually considering hanging up.
I'm at least truthful. I'm at least truthful. That said, I am watching the
Uh,
NIT quarterfinal. Wichita State is getting blown out by Tulsa. Listen, I
Listen,
by Tuesday morning I'm ready for it again. But that Monday, like being able to come home from work, like I hadn't had a full day of work. I was so behind. Listen, this isn't my full time job, Ev. I still got deadlines to hit, and that wasn't possible with games tipping off at 12:10. That said, let me get this point out. The Sunday night, no, hear me out. No, shut up. The Sunday night slate we had for the round of 32, where we have two games basically from 12 to 5, and then the last game tips off at 9:45, 10:10, whatever it is. Why is there not like give me a full Sunday, give me a full matinee all day? Don't give me just two games in peak Sunday hours.
They do pack them in
It
pretty
doesn't. And
close.
Saturday they did the same thing. We only had two games before 5 o'clock. That's crazy.
uh, also, all right. Now that you're done rambling, I haven't listened to anything you said the last 30 seconds.
Are you
Sorry.
throwing a flag on the
I'm too
play,
angry.
Mister Official?
Yeah, I'm throwing like 9 flags.
Okay.
Technical foul. You're ejected. Flagrant 3. Fuck you.
For clapping,
Uh,
technical foul for clapping.
yeah. Listen, I get where you're coming from on the take. It's just the wrong take, and you phrased it wrong.
No, I phrased it truthfully, and I don't care if you
No,
if you hate
The
that.
truth, listen, the truth hurts is wrong. The truth is wrong a lot of the time. Listen, the issue is, I get what you're saying. I couldn't have done another full day of like Thursday basketball on Monday. I agree. I needed to be weaned off, but going cold turkey is insane. Like, I could have had 2 more games on Monday, and I would have been perfectly happy.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, Evan.
Does it? Or just because you have it? Like, I probably would be just happy watching it Monday, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah,
I'm gonna
don't
be
listen.
totally honest with you.
Listen, they've got me by the balls. If that ball is being bounced, I'm watching it.
It's
I'm
just,
wearing a
I'm going
St.
through
Peter's
withdrawals.
shirt. What are we talking about?
I mean, that's why I'm wearing a ref shirt. I had to get in on the action today. Like, I had to do something. I've been walking around the apartment just yelling at people. There's no one here. That's the problem. I think I'm hearing voices. Like, there's some things going on that, maybe I should see a doctor about, but men don't go to the doctor. Anyways, but yeah, listen, I was giving you a hard time. I kind of get where you're coming from, too. I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
They do have women's basketball
Yeah,
on Monday.
Charlie.
Gamecocks moved on to the Sweet 16.
Hey,
We've
Charlie,
got
I also have a bucket of paint and a paintbrush I can watch dry. Like, yeah, cool.
Jesus. We just lost all of our women's NCAA
Listen,
fans. Speaking of the
I
women,
will tell you,
go
I
ahead.
watch women's basketball in the Final Four. I will watch the Final Four. I do enjoy the women's Final Four. I'm not watching the rest of the games because most of them are like 45-point blowouts. They're just
Yeah,
there's honestly like 8 good women's teams at the end of the day. There's 8 good ones,
The
maybe.
Gamecocks point differential through round 1 and 2 is 100 points.
Yeah, it's just not fun.
I think Syracuse were losing by 50 at half or something like that.
We beat whoever we played in the first round. We beat by 69 points.
Checks
Um,
out. Checks out.
So listen, Chuck. I know what you said. We'll talk brackets here very shortly. We are firing up for like an apex of summer sports. You don't usually have this after football season ends, but we have March Madness coming to a head. We've got NBA and NHL playoffs. We've got the NIT if you want to count that. This game's a blowout. But then we have the World Cup. I think baseball tip. What do you call it? Opening day. Baseball opened today. Is that right?
Like
Ed?
next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
Masters is right around the corner.
Wait, was there not a game today? Like one of those weird opening days, but everyone else
Could have
plays
been. I
next
don't know.
week. I see a bunch of scores.
Yeah,
but I don't. That could mean anything.
I'm not ready for baseball yet.
Me
That's a
neither, dude. Me
baseball
neither.
is a summer conversation for me
And not even
at
the summer,
best.
because fast forward to this Friday, we have World Cup qualifiers for those last
Oh
six
shit!
spots too.
Red Sox opening day is
Yeah.
Thursday, so
Yeah,
baseball is. Oh wait,
that's what I
that's
thought.
next week.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that's tomorrow. That's Thursday.
I was
That
about to
is
say,
Thursday. Okay.
I thought
My
baseball
bad.
was this week. Clearly, we're not the Evan is the baseball guy on the show, so if he's lost, then
I'm not even a baseball guy. I follow the Red Sox, and that's a
yeah.
healthy stretch.
Um, but boys, you want to talk a little round ball? You want to talk
Yeah,
a little orange ball?
let's get into some of the games that did happen.
I did want to share something really quick, if I may. Uh, let's go back here. So, to give Evan a little bit of credit, this is not my, not my. Oh, there we go. This is not the bracket I did on the show, but just want a little credit. I'm in the 94.5 percentile. Charlie right now is leading our show picks, followed pretty much literally exactly. That's crazy. By the total show picks, you got to scroll down for. I'm hitting at 58.6, and Ev, you're coming in 36.8. So we
Wait,
got
wait, wait,
all.
wait, wait, wait. Scroll down a little bit. All right. Okay, scroll up. I'm looking at that far right number. Yep, I'm fucked. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
fucked. All right.
Yeah. You've only got
So
12.60 left.
our nobody asked cumulative bracket is still thriving. I could have sworn we went
I,
rogue there
dude, no,
for a little bit.
you're just a hater. We're still hitting at the 97. I mean, Charlie, it's basically the same amount of points. I'm just saying, I've got. The
I know
final bracket right
that's what
now,
I'm saying.
The other piece, and I don't know if this will switch the screen with it. Oh, here we go. There are officially 0 perfect brackets. But you know what, boys? Let's just jump right in. This is where we sit so far. Where do you want to start? There's obviously been 4 rounds? No, 2 rounds of basketball, 4 days. Anybody have a favorite game so far?
Mm.
I got a few, but maybe we go region to region. How do we want to talk about this?
Yeah, we can. Let's start with the East.
Yeah, let's not bounce around. Let's just kind of go
Okay.
region to region. Otherwise, I'm gonna get lost. I'm gonna get
Okay.
lost.
We'll go East. We'll go East region first. Starting at the top, Duke. I mean, up until the last 15 minutes of that TCU game, Duke has not looked great.
They're gonna win
They-
the national championship.
they
Now.
are.
That's exactly what happens.
They are, and they're going to get Caleb Foster back a round early. He's going to beat Tom Izzo in the Elite Eight. They're going to go to the Final Four. He's going to be healthy. But yeah, the Duke Siena. I think it's the largest deficit a number one has had to a 16 in the tournament. It's like 11 points late in the game.
I know it's not the largest
Sweating.
ever deficit, but
Like,
because I mean,
lar-
the UMBC won by like 20.
did that? I guess that's true. Maybe it's to still win.
So,
I don't know. Maybe comeback.
Yeah. But I know there's been some pretty big comebacks. Like I know 16 seed's been up quite a bit, like in the first half before. But
The Siena
Yeah,
game
this-
was playing all 5 guys for all minutes, all 4. All 4
I think that
minutes.
caught up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely caught up in the second
It's like,
half.
it's like, hey, those guys got to play a little. You got to have a little bit more in the tank.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's like game 35.
Get back on the line.
It's true. Who you play for?
Siena.
TCU Ohio State was good.
TCU Ohio State was good after Charlie almost mushed the boys in one of the biggest
That-
games in the century.
Let's take a timeout here real quick. Just for
Yes,
the
ref.
viewers at home.
Yes, bro.
Charlie doesn't believe that he can
Flag
be a
on the
mush
play.
or a jinx. He's like, guys, I think his exact text was, "There's no way I have that big of an impact on the game." And he's acting like he's the only one that can do it. He hasn't, for as much as he gambles, has not processed the fact that saying something about a game you're betting on immediately jinxes it. It doesn't
Well,
matter who you are.
No, the thing
what
is,
you're doing.
he's tried to reverse jinx bets in the past, so I know he understands the concept.
That's why it's not a thing because I my
You
reverse
can't
jinx is
reverse
never.
jinx. It's not how it works. It's not gonna be a voodoo magic. If you could reverse jinx stuff, I'd be winning everything. But I can't.
But just one time, I want the reverse jinx to.
yeah, I
come
mean that's
through
why
for
we
me.
always do it. Like I try to too, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
Like,
stop
No,
jinxing
valid,
stuff.
valid points, valid points.
Yeah,
yeah.
just hang on, just wait.
To put it
Especially in the first half of a game.
yeah, to
The
put
first
it into
half is
context,
just diabolical.
yeah,
Yeah.
Evan and I were both on TCU. Charlie was leaning Ohio State. He ended up flipping last second, and then halftime he goes, "Wow, so glad I flipped." Followed promptly by an Ohio State like
It wasn't
20
even
to
half
nothing.
time. It was still the first half.
It was
They were up 19 in the first half, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, thank God I flipped."
yeah. But that was one of the games of the tournament. We don't want to belabor that point too much.
I'll tell you what though, Kansas St. John's.
Yes, that was an absolute game. How about Buddy calling his number off 0 points in the game? Did y'all
How about
hear
the
that
awful
story?
defense?
Yeah,
Jesus.
that was unbelievable. You let the white guy burn down the lane and finish with his offhand at the basket.
So
Yeah,
I have a critique of Bill Self on this. So I love the strategy of making them kill all the clock. Up until like that point. Like so basically you know what they did. You know, they had a bunch of fouls to burn.
Yeah,
I thought you should have saved the one foul
Save
so like
one
you
foul.
get to your fit so you're at 5 team fouls and then you let them think that
can
way you still
foul.
have an extra one.
Yeah.
And then as he's driving to that hole or whatever their play is, like as they're midway through the play, so you can almost use it as a we're gonna figure out what play they're running, foul them mid play, and then you
Yeah.
waste the foul. That's what I would have done. I
Either
feel like
that or
there's no
let
need
them-
to use all of them.
let them believe that you still have a foul, even if because he whoever I can't remember the guy's name, but he just drove down the lane knowing they couldn't foul him because they'd send him to the line.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
that's what I was
also-
thinking. That's
Like,
why I
you
was
don't
weak
even have-
defense.
you don't even have to
But
foul. You just have to make them believe you still can.
Yeah, but also even the guy, I mean, the big guy for Kansas, it's like,
But dude,
yeah, I get you don't want to foul, but he definitely could have gone up and blocked him from over
Yeah.
the top. It looked like kind of easily to me. And here's the thing, like I get not wanting to foul and that situation and all that, yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, like you can't let it be that easy. You
Yeah.
know, if they beat you on fouls because you played really good defense and the ref called the foul, and I would say refs, myself included, would tend to be a little bit lighter on the whistle in that
They're gonna
situation.
swallow their whistle.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like you're
I
not
will
gonna let that be deciding the game.
Yeah.
They're not gonna call a soft foul in that situation. You got to make that defensive play.
Yeah, I will say it was one of those layups where it almost looked like he was like leaning into him and then just like
Yeah,
it was almost like a hooked layup. Like it could have been a lot, but yeah, bad defense nonetheless.
But
And-
yeah, I mean, also just like not that like there should have been help defense. Like I guess, I mean, look, like they gave
There
him
was,
the
he just
lane, but
missed.
It's like you should have just collapsed in like a little bit. Like I get you're playing close in your guy. Like you don't want your guy to get the ball and score. But at the end of the day, like I'd rather them have to force a pass, a kick out, take that shot, than just give a guy a driving layup. It just
Yeah,
And
I mean it was
KU has really good team defense, which is very surprising that was
It
allowed
was-
to happen.
honestly surprising. Kansas were still in it the way St.
Yeah.
John's were
yeah.
St. John's
were
played really
handling
well.
them. Yeah,
But I mean that's the thing. Like that KU offense gets going. Like they play really good defense. So I mean Darren Peterson. Listen, did he have the best tournament in the world? No, but he also showed highlight. Like he played
Yeah.
well. Didn't have the takeover I was hoping he was gonna have, and that's why they probably got eliminated. But I think he's gonna probably be an incredible player in the NBA.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this just wasn't a very good Kansas
Yeah.
team. Like Badunga had
Um,
moments where he was a great defender.
Michigan State.
I think I got lost. Can you hear me again?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I was just saying. At the end of the day, this wasn't a very good Kansas team, front to back. Like you had Peterson, who was an offensive beast, and then you had Badunga, who was a defensive beast. But overall, this team just wasn't all that great.
Yeah,
I tend to disagree. I tend to disagree. I think there was a good amount of talent there.
On the
I just
scale
don't
of
think it
Kansas
was a-
teams historically. This wasn't a great Kansas
So
team.
here's my argument. I think there was a lot more talent on this team than you think there was. I just don't think it was as well. The Kansas teams that do really well are really well constructed Kansas teams that
That's
balance
fair.
each other out well and play with a lot of chemistry and camaraderie. Those are the Kansas teams that always do well under Bill Self. I just don't think this team had the camaraderie and played
Yeah.
well as a cohesive unit. But I think there was a lot more talent than people give them credit for.
That's fair.
Would be my take.
Bottom half of this bracket, and we'll save the Duke St. John's towards the end. We'll preview this next slate, but Louisville came to play in the first round. I think a lot of people, myself included, were high on the South Florida team. Obviously, that should have been the first. The public is dumb. That's why Vegas is successful. But somehow, some way, South Florida came back and covered in the end.
There was an insane cover. I think they
Yeah.
were losing by like 20.
Also,
Yeah, and then,
am I just now realizing it? Were there no upsets in this region?
not until Kansas.
Oh wait, no,
kinda covered.
Kansas. Okay, that was the only one. Jeez. Okay.
Although, if it depends on how you go upsets, because St. John's was favored by Vegas, like 2 points, I think.
No, like my upset is by
The
seeding.
seed,
I
yeah.
consider
So
it seeding.
then that would be an upset.
Kansas
Um,
won. Okay.
Yeah, my only real story here is Michigan State's continued to look fairly dominant, and UConn showed up again towards the end of that UCLA game. Ryan Caravan just took over that second half.
I think it was the best
Yeah.
game of his season, potentially his
Yeah.
career.
It was
I gotta
unbelievable.
say though, as a betting man, it's bullshit that UCLA, their best player, got called out like an hour
Yeah.
before the game.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough to
That
see.
I feel like that changed the game a lot,
Yeah,
and just that was just a weird game from UCLA. Like whoever what's his name, Perry, I think had like the worst game of his entire career to date,
yeah.
and then just the coaching was strange. I feel like they definitely had a chance to be in that game, and they just kind of gave it to UConn in the second half.
They were in that game for most of it, and then I swear I flipped it. I can't remember what the other game that was on at the time. I flipped away from this game and I flipped back, and it was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Anything else on the East region? I mean, this was pretty much just. I think my takeaway here, maybe minus Evan, is we got the Sweet 16 we wanted from this region, in my opinion. I was excited. I was more excited to see Rick Pitino in St. John's than Bill Self in Kansas, but overall, we got. I think that's the theme of this tournament. Like, there's been some upsets, but for the most part, we have a good Sweet 16.
We got the four best teams left, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. South region. Obviously, the big story here, just starting off the top, is our first one seed goes down in a thing that I think broke Charlie's heart and potentially his wallet.
Honestly, it was fun on the wallet. I definitely had Florida. I can't lie there in a few teasers, but to me, like the big takeaway in the Florida game, I guess like another, I don't want to call it a coaching blunder, but it kind of felt like it. It just in the last 10 seconds, I don't know what Florida's plan was.
It was the foul.
I mean,
Todd Golden said, he came out and he said our plan was to foul the second Bennett Sturks gave the ball up.
they weren't even close to
I
getting
know.
there. I feel like
His logic is if we foul and the guy makes both free throws, we still have the last shot. That's his logic.
then foul like that. That's an insane. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if are you sure that's not a cop out? Like,
No, because apparently,
oh yeah, we totally meant to foul him.
apparently that was his plan against
Yeah,
Houston last year as well in the national championship game. Like that's his
Oh, okay.
his philosophy.
To
Yeah.
be fair, I think that's a pussy ass approach. Fuck him. I'm glad he lost.
I agree.
I do gotta hand it to Iowa though.
I was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were hitting a lot of big shots and kind of felt like they just made it tough for Florida. Like every Florida basket felt like it was super well earned, and even going down to the last 4 seconds. What the heck was that play that they drew up? You got 4 seconds and you're gonna drive it down to the basket and dish it off to some guy to dunk it. You need 10 seconds for that to happen. I don't know what that was.
I will say I don't know that I put that one on Golden. I think that was player miss. That player's not.
He just
executing
didn't have
well.
a shot, I guess.
Yeah, that was. I can't imagine that that's what Todd Golden drew up.
Poor
Also,
execution.
fun. While we're trolling on Florida here, my parents were actually at this game, and Florida, who lives in nearby Gainesville, Florida. This game was played in Tampa, Florida. You'd expect there to be quite a few Florida fans. Not very many.
Really?
So, just fun fact, they did not travel well for this game. Maybe that had an impact.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine.
I mean, I shouldn't say there wasn't that many. It was definitely Florida heavy, but it wasn't like how you should expect that game to be for Florida.
Yeah, I imagine they probably were saving their money for the Sweet 16. So go ahead and invest that, I guess, Florida fans.
Did you guys see backing up to their when they beat Prairie View? I think it was this game. The coach was I think they're down like 30, 40 points at half or something like that, and they asked the coach what he can do, and he was like, "Please, like we need help from the Lord."
I did do that.
Just no game plan. He was like, we need God.
That's incredible.
I mean that they probably should have stopped that game at halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, there was children in the stands. Like that was this
Brutal.
So
Was that the biggest point margin?
Looked like a women's game.
That was the biggest point margin of the tournament so far, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't do any fact checking on this stat, so if it's wrong, I didn't say it. But with the exception of the UConn team that repeated, there's only been like in the last 10 years, I think there's only been one defending national champion to get out of the first weekend, and it's that UConn team. Now the caveat to that stat is I think it backs up to when Florida last repeated.
Since when?
Since Florida's
so like 15 years.
Yeah, 10, 15 years, something like that. But UConn, since Florida repeated, UConn's the only defending champ to get out of the first weekend. I think was the stat.
That's crazy. What a curse.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that curse any day. Like I already got the one in the bank.
Yeah, keeps things interesting.
Let's move down though to probably the best game of the tournament in my opinion so far. Also with Iowa's future opponent, Nebraska Vanderbilt. I mean, Nebraska has doubled their historic wins so far this tournament, but
you actually can't double zero. So just so you know, they've infinitized. They've infinitized pretty much.
Infinitized. All right.
That's also not correct. Business major. But.
Oh, well, yeah, this was the best game of the tournament for me. Nebraska was up big. Vanderbilt
hands down.
And then I felt like Vanderbilt had the game in their hands, and they just like that zone, that Hoiberg.
Never count out the Hoibergs. Count out the Hoibergs.
That zone changed the whole complexion of the end of that game. Like what a brilliant move from Hoiberg.
Well, also, I while we're on this game, I'm not sure if this is the second to last game on Saturday night. But winning this game is when I knew I was going perfect on Saturday. This is when I knew I was going perfect on Saturday.
Yeah.
Shout out to myself. I had my best March Madness gambling weekend in my career ever. But yeah, what a game. Unbelievable game.
I think on the weekend, I'm up like $10. I went down huge on Thursday, up huge on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I just swapped. I think I'm up $20 on the tournament.
Yeah, I had a slow start.
To be fair, I did an interesting. Call me a pussy too. I probably deserve this. Thursday and Friday, I did not bet every game like I usually do most years. I picked and choose my spots, and I think I probably bet. I don't know.
That's the way to do it.
Like 12 to 13 games, probably. 12 to 13 games between those 2 days, probably a little more than that. Probably like 15 or 16. Probably like 15 or 16 between the two, actually.
You absolutely are a pussy for that, but I commend you because that's the way you should do it. So,
I bet on every single game.
But I only lost 3 games. I only lost 3 bets the first 2 days, and then I went perfect Saturday, and then Sunday I still won money. I went 5-3 and 1. Oh no. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you had
4-3 and 1. Excuse me, 4-3. 4-3 and 1. So.
Yeah, no,
So I'll take it.
I finished just about even, which again I'd much rather profit, but to go even, I'll never take that.
I gamble to have fun though, so that's why I'm kind of feeling like a pussy on Friday or Thursday and Friday. But I also am not gonna bet on I don't like the 116 bets. I just don't like them. I mean, I should have bet on Siena. I mean, at the end of the day, but I don't like the 116. So I don't want to root for a team to win by 40 points. It's just not fun.
Yeah,
so those I kind of get abstaining.
It's certainly something you can call an addiction, but I have the deep-seated need to bet on every single game when March Madness comes around.
That's how they get us.
Yeah.
Last thing on this game that we got to talk about.
The shot.
That shot that went in and out. Did you guys see?
Vibes.
There's screenshots where it's in the basket.
It literally it went. But did you guys see half of the Nebraska players thought it went in?
Yeah.
they looked at it and just turned away and were like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" And then like
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
2 seconds later realized that the guy had missed. Like half the Nebraska players totally thought that he made it.
That would have been a field day for sad crowd shots. Oh my fucking god, that would have been awesome.
So it was basically like a Nebraska home
It was
game.
a Nebraska.
There was
Dude,
so
it
many
was,
Nebraska.
It was like 90-10 there.
Nebraska travels. Nebraska
Well,
travels.
It's that Midwest mindset of like it's only 6 hours away. You know what I mean? Like everything is 6 hours away in the Midwest. And so they just go.
Also, theme of my life, by the way, folks. I've been saying this for years. You do not bet on black and gold teams in the tournament. That reigns true again.
Iowa's black and gold. Like, what are we talking about?
They're black and yellow. Big difference. They're black and yellow. Big difference.
Well,
Oh, you hear that, Steelers fans?
Big difference.
Let's get to the next game then, because the black and gold team had the biggest comeback in March Madness history. The VCU Rams came back, beat UNC.
No, sorry.
You're just saying don't bet on
backtrack.
Vanderbilt and Purdue.
Black and gold, yeah.
You're just saying
and
don't
Wake
bet
Forest and Georgia Tech.
Okay. Georgia Tech is Navy, dude. They're Navy and gold.
Yeah, I know, but I loop them in.
Okay, you just have.
I like the black and gold thing.
Okay, that's fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
Well, to bet on.
Well, let's talk about this game because this was, I mean, a masterclass in choking, a masterclass in resilience. I mean, VCU, they have this one guy. I think it's Terrence Marshall Ferguson, something like that. And he's one of their best players, but he's the sixth man because he likes to see how the game flow starts off. He plays better when he gets to see the rhythm of the game before he goes in. Kind of like what Lou Williams used to say. Lou Williams is one of the more famous people for saying he doesn't like starting because he likes to feel the game, not dictate the game. But this guy...
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, but I mean, I guess if it works.
Too?
For basketball where you have unlimited subs and like, I think it still plays. Like he's part of the team that goes down the stretch. Regardless, he had 34 points. Unbelievable performance. This is the one. The Hubert Davis experience in UNC started with him ending Coach K's career and going to the national championship, blowing a 20-point lead there to Kansas. I believe Ochai Agbaji, is that Ochai Agbaji? That team. And then he ends his career.
Christian Brown team.
Yeah, was that not the same team?
Could be the same team, but that was Christian Brown's team.
Yeah,
regardless. I was trying to give credit where credit's due. It's all.
Yeah, regardless. And then he ends his career blowing a 19-point lead in the tournament to VCU. Hubert Davis, he's got to be out at UNC, right?
I bet they give him another
I
year.
felt like this was just the Who Wants to Lose to Illinois bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because KU was down a player, like they're not going to fire Hubert Davis over this.
You mean UNC?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Ev, whatever you're rattling around in there, it's got to stop.
Sorry.
But speaking of them, Illinois is just, and their opponent. While we're talking about them, Illinois and Houston, it look like absolute dogs. Illinois can't miss. Their offense is insane, and Houston is just suffocating.
This is probably the game I'm most excited for of the next round.
Same. Save it. We'll get to it.
Actually, I don't. Actually, the next two we're about to talk about for the next two, the other region has two really good games too.
Yeah.
But I mean, these teams are just polarizing, and it's kind of like an immovable force or unstoppable object, something like that. Whatever. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Immovable object means an unstoppable force. There we go. Thank you. I can't wait for this game. And Houston starts a little slow, and I think you'll see that from Houston a little bit just because they're a defensive-minded team, but they have the offensive power. It just, when are their shots going to start falling? And eventually it happens. And once that happened against Texas A&M, this game was over in a flash.
Yeah. Texas A&M, who looked awesome against St. Mary's. The thing I've appreciated about Houston so far is, to your point of when they have started slow, I've been able to get the live line at like 5 or 6 and just unload on that. I mean, this Houston team, they turn you over, and then Kingston Fleming is so fast at running the fast break.
Fleming is elite.
Unbelievable.
But Boone, I don't know how good Texas A&M really looked. I think St. Mary's were just incredibly overrated this year. This game went exactly how I thought it would, just a super slow start. St. Mary's just looked completely inept at scoring.
They're so slow. They play
Free
such a
throw
slow
merchants
brand
all
of
year.
basketball.
Yeah, yeah. I just never saw them winning this game.
No, me
But
neither.
yeah, Houston's gonna roll. That is gonna be an awesome game.
Yeah. Um, Anything else on the South region before we move up to the Midwest or the West, I guess?
Nope.
Um, yeah, the
Let's
one
go
seed
out
here,
west.
Arizona. I mean, the story of this region is how cool Darius Acuff is, and then High Point wasn't just an underdog in a lot of respects, in my opinion. I mean, Arkansas ended up winning that game by 8, I guess. Yeah, 8. But High Point
6.
competed. Was it 6? Yeah, you're right, 6. High Point competed that whole game. Obviously, we know what happened with Wisconsin. It's hilarious that Chase Johnson kid's only 2 this year was to take the lead and win that game. But
Yeah.
Rob Martin
With a finger roll.
yeah, Rob Martin, the point guard, little 5'8" point guard, played his absolute nuts off against Arkansas. I think he had 30 points.
Yeah, High Point were fun. I think everyone kind of knew they weren't really going to make it to the Final Four in this region, but man, that game versus Wisconsin parlay killers. But that
Yeah,
what was it? That logo three that just
yeah.
was didn't even hit the net. I
Well,
think it just went directly into the basket.
his
Just a
releases
Kobe laser. That was awesome.
his release is
Oh,
one
it's
of
like
the
a
most insane things ever. Like it's barely touching his hands.
Yeah, and he had no right taking that shot.
No, it's
well. Clearly,
awesome,
he did,
man.
Charlie.
Yeah, he made it.
Clearly, he
made
did.
it. Yeah.
I guess
Also,
no one else was. Yeah.
oh, so I have to go back a minute here, Boone. I'm not sure if you heard Charlie say this. He goes, "Yeah, we all knew High Point wasn't making it to the Final Four in this region. What region were they gonna make it to the Final Four?"
I didn't hear him say that.
I mean, I
really-
just feel like you got to get
I'm
past.
just wondering, like, hey,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you put these guys in the South, they're going for sure.
Yeah.
What?
I think they were easier paths though. Like you got to get past Wisconsin, Arkansas, Arizona,
What,
and
you
then
want
up,
to put
up,
you
up
want to put them
Purdue.
in East, where they'd have to be St. John's, Kansas, then Duke.
We'll put them in the NIT.
Yeah, the NIT they'd probably
Okay.
still be there. But like the tough part for High Point is like people like to root for Cinderellas, but like it's tough to be the Cinderella coming against like the coolest guy in the tournament. Like nobody wanted to see Darius Acuff stop playing basketball just yet because we saw that with Debanza in the Texas game. Debanza had 35 points.
Oh, we'll get there.
Just let's get there now. Let's just get there now. Debanza, unbelievable
Yeah.
performance. His swan song in college basketball. I do think that we were robbed. I think this BYU team would have maxed out as a Sweet 16 team if Richie Saunders is playing. So that's a bummer because he's a big part of that offense. But that was a $7 million investment to just pair him with a bunch of bums that nobody seemed to even consider blocking out whatever that big European guy on Texas, Matakis, whatever is. Voikakis, I don't even know his
Oh
name.
God.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah,
That's his name.
I
yep.
mean, hey, this is a Texas team that I just don't think has played great basketball all year. That just has so much talent. Like I didn't watch them play a ton this year, but I saw them play a few games, and like there was flashes of them just being really good basketball.
Yeah, and they have a good coach.
And I think we've kind of gotten that so far in the tournament. Yeah,
They have the old Arizona
and they played
coach, Sean
really
Miller.
well. And also, can we just go out and say it? Fuck Gonzaga. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, no one wants
Yeah.
to see Gonzaga play
Yeah,
basketball.
I was pumped to see
Nobody.
them get out.
Gonzaga, BYU, St. Mary's, it was all just dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
That conference is dog shit. Whatever that is.
yeah.
Well, BYU's in.
But I will say
Well,
we did get that Devanza dunk, so
Yeah.
at least we
Yeah.
got to see that.
I would. There should
I-
be like after the first round, you should be able to pick up one player from teams that have been eliminated. That'd be so fun. Like that'd be such a fun. Like, just like snake draft it. Everyone gets to pick up one player. I mean, tell me that wouldn't rock.
I mean, if he goes to the draft, do you think he's one? Do you think he's number one?
If the Pacers get the first overall pick and don't take Debanza, I'm driving up to Indianapolis and I'm staging a sit-in outside the field house. I mean,
Because he's been saying he might come back.
he's not going to come back. He just somebody said.
I think he'd be
said, "Nah."
stupid.
Somebody said, nah, he's not coming back. He's got one more bank draft in the BYU account before he declares.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Question.
Cooper Flag said this last
What
year.
would you guys do if it actually happened? Like a Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson would be an even crazier story. Darren Peterson says he's coming back to Lawrence for a second year. Like, I think the sports world would probably melt down. Like, people would be like, all right, what's going on?
It would mean one of two things.
What?
It would mean one of two things. They just backed up like a $15 million Brinks truck for him. He's only got to play half the games. Or the Washington Wizards got the first overall pick. One of those two things.
I mean, that's fair.
Who cares? That NBA money is different.
Bill Self sits him down. He goes, listen, we got a strip club called Lamplighters right outside the city. We're going to give you an unlimited account. You go there every game night. I don't really care. You just got to be ready come tournament time. That's how we're going to do this. You start playing the Big 12 tournament. From there, we'll just play the rest of the year. No, you can just stay at home the rest of the time.
All Bill Self's got to say is, Darren, you don't like basketball. We play 30 games. They play 82. We'll give you half the money to stay and hang out. I mean,
I got to be honest. I saw him take a pretty mean elbow to the face in I want to say the first game, or maybe it was the St. John's game. He came right back in the court. So maybe I was talking a little bit too much shit about him not liking basketball. So maybe I have to revoke those things. Maybe he was just a little banged up and playing it safe. So
I tend to think he was hurt. But Charlie, to answer your question about the first overall pick, I kind of think it depends. Like if the Pacers do get it, which I obviously hope they do, I don't know that a Peterson makes a ton of sense just given what they already have, whereas a DeBansa makes a ton of sense to me. A Boozer, I would not like it, number one, just because I think he's got physical limitations at the NBA level, where DeBansa is just like a freak athlete, 6'9", can get at the basket.
DeBansa looks the most NBA ready, like by far. I feel like
NBA but like Darren Peterson's a 6'6" pure shooting guard. Like he is. Darren Peterson's not a small man.
And Darren Peter, like I almost think Darren Peterson's more NBA ready, and here's why: because although he may still need to develop the driving to the basket, creating for himself part of his NBA game, he's incredible at moving off the ball and like getting open for open shots, and he's got a nice quick release. Like that's gonna translate so well to the NBA, where he's gonna have an immediate impact. And then the rest of his game, which he has already, but he doesn't need to be the number one guy creating all of his own stuff in the NBA. Like he's gonna have so much more talent around him.
That's where I almost slightly disagree. I think Darren Peterson is by far and away the best player available. I think he's most polished. I think he's the most NBA ready. Yeah, but I think he's ready to step in and be a number one guy just with more talent around him. I personally would rather answer just because of team fit for the Pacers specifically.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, but I'm just saying but he doesn't. Yeah, at Kansas he needed to be. Like he needed to be.
He had to initiate all the
even though he can be in the NBA, he doesn't necessarily need to be. Like if he's having, you can work your way into that a little bit.
I agree with that. Moving on down here, let's get back on to the point. Texas, we talked about. Purdue, even though Evan hates black and gold teams, Purdue's offense.
Purdue's hot.
I thought you were about to say something else there.
What? Black and gold teams? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, we'll move on.
Evan hates black, and then we'll continue moving on there.
No. Evan hates black and gold teams. Purdue in the past has crumbled in spots where they're down, especially at halftime or in the second half. But this offense has just been so mature. Seems like a dumb word for it, but like Braden Smith can always get them in the right sets. Fletcher Lawyer's hitting a bunch of threes, and I don't know.
Braden Smith's played awful.
He's calming down the offense. He had a bad first half in the Miami game, but he came back strong and played fun. I mean, he had 6 assists and no turnovers in the second half.
Miami was good too.
Yeah,
Miami was better than I thought.
Cool story. I didn't realize this. Braden Smith obviously broke the assist record, all-time assist record. So that's incredible. His first and record-breaking assists were both the Trey Kaufman-Renn. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that is a cool stat.
Yeah, they came
brothers for life.
Together. Yeah.
Let's go to the Midwest. Unless you guys have anything else.
No, I'm just loving Texas in this game. Love them.
That's fair.
Oh, wait, what's that? Georgia is not playing Michigan. I'm shocked. I had to look a little closer at this. Georgia lost by, what's that? 25 points in the first round. Oh.
Listen.
They match up
Georgia,
better with
they
Michigan
lost their driving privileges.
They match up better. They match up better. Although we do need to remember Georgia has not won a tournament game since like 2002, and their last 5 games they've lost by 20 plus points. So we need to remember.
Hey, look, I bet on Georgia, so I'm hating myself, honestly.
Hey, Charlie, here's what happened. The coach for Georgia made them take the team bus there. They weren't allowed to drive themselves. That's the problem. So they weren't excited. They weren't ready to drive home after.
Yeah.
So
they didn't have the adrenaline.
Yeah, so that was the problem.
Yeah, but honestly, like talking about this game, St. Louis, as far as offensive performances go, I mean, they looked like the Harlem Globetrotters out there with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar running the point. Robbie Avila.
I've never seen such little defense played.
Robbie Avila has some of the funniest nicknames. Like Larry Nerd was another one I heard. That is incredible. But yeah,
they had that guy looking like Jokic out there. Dude, I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous the shit that they were pulling off versus this Georgia team. Which, this I may or may not have put 5 units on.
Oh god, this was the Thursday night matinee. I think I had 4 units on it. This was. Or not the matinee. This was the Thursday night nightcap. The only good thing about this game at all was that St. Louis opened the second half on a 20-0. St. Louis was up 20 points at halftime, and then opened the second half on a 20-0 run. Like the only good part about this game was I turned it off and went to bed. Like that was it. This game was horrible.
Yeah, and the announcers, like they get right off the halftime interview where some Georgia players like, yeah, we just got to come out stronger. We just got to, we're one team, really, and like it had me like pumped up. I was like, yeah, Georgia's gonna mount the comeback. And then the first minute, St. Louis just sing like 5 baskets in a row. No defense is being played. I'm like, good God, I might as well turn this one off.
Yeah. Yes.
It gave us a great.
They met a prompt end at the hands of the Wolverines.
Now, let's move on to the next ones. Alabama looks terrifyingly good on offense.
Yeah.
No real surprise there.
Yeah,
Texas Tech, you could tell they're missing Toppin. I mean, that's just a story. Yeah. It's going to give – I think this Alabama-Michigan game is going to be incredible.
It could be. Like
if Alabama hits their shots.
Yeah, that's it. They got.
That's the problem with this Alabama team, and it's the problem with Alabama every year.
Yeah,
aren't they shooting 50%?
They are, but what happens when they don't? They have no other way to score.
Yeah, so that's the problem. It's like they don't have the defense or the rest of the basketball.
Yeah. They're not going to shoot that against Michigan.
You never know. They could any game. And that's the problem. Yeah. It's wrong. Can they piece that together for the 6-game run you need to win a national championship? That's so hard to do.
And on top of that,
almost unfeasible.
Their second best scorer, and I think their best pure 3-point shooter is in the pen. 2.2 pounds.
Well, did you see who was the player that got caught? You read his lips and he's like, "It's the weed. It's the weed's fault." I gotta show you all that clip, but it's absolutely what he says. It's some Bama player.
But yeah, I mean, the thing I fear with Alabama is what Evan just talked about. If their threes aren't falling, they don't have like a JT Toppin or somebody like that to just feed the ball inside to get some easy baskets. It's pretty much the LeBaron Philon show at that point. Last little pod here. Miami, Ohio, the other darling of the tournament. I'm glad they're done. I was tired of watching their
waste
basketball. I think I have no issue that they're in the tournament. I think the committee got this all right, but Tennessee beat the shit out of them. It's just a better team. Virginia came off a close little scare though to Wright State.
Yep.
Yeah, I like is it Gillespie?
Yeah,
Gillespie for Tennessee. Yeah, he looks like a baller. And that Tennessee Virginia game was good. That scoreline I feel like does not represent how that, because it got real dicey for Tennessee there.
It did. Another just like kind of, this game was similar to me, not nearly as entertaining, but like the Vanderbilt-Nebraska game. Tennessee had the lead the whole game. It felt like Nebraska had the lead the whole game. It felt like, and then there's a slight comeback. Obviously, this one was no half court heroics, but or almost heroics, I should say. Virginia, I will say they came out stronger. in this game the way they ended it than they showed against Wright State. I was kind of rooting for that 3-14.
Just DeRitter, right? DeRitter
Yeah.
could miss. I
Yeah.
think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
The only thing I have another unbelievable game.
Probably the best.
Probably the best game of the first round. Maybe not a tournament for me, but
So
this was such a
fun
March
story
game.
for this one. Yeah, I think I told you guys. I think I put this in
You
our group
did.
chat. You know
You
what
did
a
say
comeback.
this.
Santa Clara. So, and there's a clip. Santa Clara got robbed in this one, folks.
Yeah, they did the timeout.
I
So
did
did
see
I.
that.
I am disputing it with my bookie currently. I should be getting my money back. I don't think I am, but that's okay.
About to say, we have the same
Santa Clara
difference.
clearly called the timeout.
Yeah.
Before Kentucky hit this shot, and I think the coach said it kind of best too. In his interview, and it makes a lot of sense. He goes, a lot of the times, if a team has a timeout left in that situation, they're going to take a timeout to get set up so you don't have the unset up defense where they can take the quick shot. And he's 100% right, because that's exactly what Kentucky did. And so you kind of got to feel for Santa Clara there, and you got to feel for Evan Boone. Charlie, I think, was on Kentucky probably because he was fucking me that whole day. But, you know, I'm losing money.
No, I think I would. No, I was on Santa Clara.
We were all
I was on Santa Clara.
And that was on Friday.
Yeah.
I was done
All right.
fucking
Wait,
around.
this was the one where we told everyone pick Kentucky because we were all on Santa
right.
Clara.
Yeah, Evan did say
So
he
you're
thought
all
this game
welcome.
was going to end on a buzzer beater. Yeah, the ref.
That was also one of my best calls.
Yeah, the ref.
18 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah, the coach, the Santa Clara coach, was trailing the wrong ref. He was following a ref that was watching the play instead of the ref that was coming behind him. That's the only fault he had there. Yeah, your heart's got to break for Santa Clara, but at the same time, that was such a sick shot. Like, that was awesome. I wish it was just a win. Like, shots like that, I just don't want overtime. That should just win it.
Yeah.
But you know,
And you knew Kentucky were winning after that shot
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
just,
no, you don't
just
lose that
completely.
it was right off
Yeah, game's over.
it was right off the heels of Santa Clara hitting that 3, and I was like, this game's over. What a shot.
Yeah.
Just immediate
Yeah.
response. Iowa State, obviously Iowa State handled business. I was a little nervous for this game against Kentucky. Obviously, I'm leveraged in Iowa State for this here March Madness. The Jefferson injury is going to play a big role in this next game. I think there's no way he's going to be healthy.
I saw like some comments about like we'll get in the ice bath, we'll see how he comes back, and I think it's kind of leaning towards him not. But even if he doesn't come back, I watched that whole Kentucky Iowa State. This Iowa State team is such a well coached just unit,
Yeah.
and like if you watch that second half, the way they just took the spirit out of Kentucky and just ground them down, hit their shots, move the ball around. I mean, we'll get to these previews, but I could still see them beating this Tennessee team.
Yeah, Tennessee. It's the one that makes me nervous. Would be the winner of Michigan, Bama. But
Jefferson could be back by that point.
maybe I think it's more likely he'll be back for the final.
It's a
four.
sprained ankle, I think.
It's but it looks nasty. This seems to always happen with Iowa State, but y'all want to preview these and get on out of here?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do it.
All right. Obviously, back to the top because that's how you look at a bracket. Before we start on here, which of these pods are you most excited about? I'll scroll back through them. We got Duke St. John's and Michigan State UConn.
This one.
This one,
Midwest.
really? Oh,
Actually,
this
no.
one.
I think the Midwest. for me.
One of the bottom two. For
Really?
sure.
Okay, interesting.
I like all 4 of these games.
Yeah, that's fair. Purdue, Texas doesn't interest me as much. Arkansas, Arizona's obviously a banger. I think I might lean this one, actually, now that we're talking about it, because I didn't have either of these teams, and then the Illinois-Houston is just such a contrasting style game, but they're so good.
The only problem with the Illinois-Houston game is when you look at it, it's the problem with contrasting style games is sometimes one style just dominates the other one, and then it's just not a fun game. Because then one team's forced to play the opposite style of basketball. Like, if Illinois gets up big in this game, it's just not going to be a good game because Houston's not really built for comebacks. I mean, they kind of are, but, like, putting up a ton of points quickly isn't their forte. So,
My thing. Let's just go ahead and dive into this region because we're already
Yeah,
here.
let's hear the predictions.
This Illinois Houston game, and this could be a dumb brain, but both of these teams got to be thinking if we win this game, we've signed our spot to the Final Four. And when it comes to a pressure situation, I'm always going to take this Houston team over the Illinois team because I've seen Brad Underwood shit down his leg in the tournament. Thoughts?
I love Houston in this spot. I
Yeah,
think
I
Illinois
have
is a
Houston
great
too here.
team, but Houston in the tournament as well, I feel like is a different team. They just are so well coached. And Flemings,
And they've been
I
there.
said it
They've been
before.
there.
Yeah, and I said it before the tournament that Flemings is going to pop off. Like this is going to be if he's going to take him to the Final Four. And I think you're exactly right. Whichever team wins out of these two is just going to annihilate
Yeah.
Iowa or Nebraska. I just have that feeling.
Illinois is the only thing that like this year's Illinois team is specifically they're just so balanced. Like Wagler's good, Stojakovic is good, all of their Balkans are good. Like they're so
Take me back to the Balkans.
they're so efficient and they're so well balanced. Like it this would be the Illinois team to do it for me. That said, I still do lean Houston here. I just think defensively, the coaching, and Fleming, I do think is going to be the best player in this game.
Yeah, I do think it'll be close. I just think Houston wins.
I hope it's a close game. Like, because I hadn't thought about it, Ev, but like, if Illinois gets up early, I don't think Houston is built to come back. But by that same token, if Houston gets up early, I think they can just suffocate them on defense, and Illinois is not going to be built for the pressure. Nebraska, Iowa. Where do y'all lean on that? This is a game that I had no thought would be what I'd be watching in the Sweet 16.
Hey, listen. Give me the Hoibergs.
Yeah, I kind of
Hoibergs to the Final Four. I got
Yeah.
Nebraska in the Final Four.
You got Nebraska beating Houston?
Yep.
That'd be something. That would be something. I guess I'm rooting for Nebraska here just because I think they're a better team, and I'd rather a better team win. But I gotta be honest, I don't really care much about this Corn Bowl. I mean, I do because I think it's going to be an entertaining game, but I don't really care who wins this here Corn Bowl.
I mean, I think, like I said, whoever wins this is going to lose to the next round. But I got to root for Iowa here. I mean, I think they deserve it after that taking down Florida, and just the way they play with
They deserve
their
it.
Sharpshooters. Yeah,
I knew you were going to hate that.
That's a horrible take. And Nebraska doesn't. Like they've played just as many games.
they had an in and out buzzer beater. Hell no, they don't deserve it. Iowa just took down Florida.
It's got a
Yeah.
point.
So hey, by that logic, you beat a 1 seed, you just deserve to win the next game.
I mean, no, it's just it's like it's more fun. I think them being a 9 seed if they win this and get further. Otherwise, we're just gonna have a bunch of 1 through 4s in this next round, which is fine. But
Yeah.
I think like rooting perspective, I don't give a shit about Nebraska. Whereas Iowa, they entertain me, so they've got my
Alright.
approval.
Yeah,
All right, buddy.
I think I'm gonna root for Iowa. Actually, I think I've changed my mind. I'm over the Hoibergs. I like Ben McCollum. I think he's a good coach. He's the Iowa coach for those who don't know. So I'm gonna go Iowa here.
It's his first year, right?
Yeah, he came from Drake last year, I believe. Switching over because we're already at the bottom of the bracket. Michigan, Bama. We kind of touched on this one a little bit. I think Bama runs out of juice here. I'm rooting for Bama, but I think they run out of juice here. And Michigan's just too consistent.
Also, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention this. I mean, of course, all three of us are, in the Barstool world. I'm sure a lot of our listeners are as well.
Oh,
The
yeah.
potential bet for this game, Dave Portnoy offering Rico Bosco, Terry, as he's known by his
Terry.
government name,
Yes.
a 10-year contract, double his salary. So, listen, if I'm Rico Bosco, I know he's probably making decent money, but double, I know he's making good money. For 10 years, if Alabama wins, beats against Michigan, and I know what the bet should be, and the fact that he hasn't just accepted it with his long-standing feud with Jeff Nadeau. You do a week, maybe once every 2-week podcast with Jeff Nadeau. Like, I mean, I know you hate the guy, but like, that's just the best bet. Like, I mean, you got to take that.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Wait,
so asinine as a human being if you don't take that.
Was that what Dave's that was Dave's stakes?
No. He tasked Rico to come up with his own thing, but like that's what the really only legit. Like that's really the only thing like Rico can offer up that's like equivalent, and like where Dave would be willing to accept it. I think.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm here for it. Yeah, like I said, I'm rooting for Bama. I think Michigan's got too much right now. What do you think?
I think Michigan is going to absolutely destroy them. I just think like Texas Tech and Hofstra just did not have the same defensive ability, and it's just a classic coming back to the average for Alabama. I think they're, like I said, I think they're shooting like 40% from three, which feels unheard of, and that's just going to come down. And then once that happens, like, well, what are you going to do?
They have a game like this last tournament where they went even crazier in like the Sweet 16.
They did.
Or like,
they did.
It was like they had some game last year that was just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
There's a couple years ago they had that game against Clemson where Mark Sears was like 70% from three or something crazy.
That might have been last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Does he go to the final? No, Mark Sears has been gone for 2 years, I feel like. Because last year we had all 4 1 seeds.
I do remember that game, though.
It was 2 years ago. You're right.
Yeah, because Mark Sears went absolute bananas.
Actually, I think it was last year.
I mean, we could be talking about different games. That's totally possible.
I will say, though, if Bama comes through, what a bracket killer
it was
would be.
Last year.
What
Led by Mark Sears, Alabama breaks the record for 3-pointers in a March Madness game with 25.
Who'd they play?
Against the BYU.
Is at the top.
What? No,
Who was it against? So we just don't know who's
it was against BYU last year.
Oh, okay.
BYU.
Oh,
BYU.
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, we I was on BYU that game because BYU was actually hitting like 35%, like a very respectable.
Well, actually, I remember we were texting about it. I was all over Alabama in this game. And you were just like, oh no, it's not. I'm like, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'll concede on this one.
Yeah, I do think we also had the over in this game though, so that was a money play.
35 threes, that's over 100 points in threes. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Tennessee, Iowa State. Tennessee's looked good. I mean, aside from that little like second half blip against Virginia, Nate Amit, he's looked really good. He does look like he's about 12 years old, but the boy can hoop.
Give me Iowa State.
I like Iowa State here.
I'm hoping.
I think Tennessee's just going to run out of juice.
I'm hoping.
I do think Tennessee could cover that spread.
This is the spread?
I think it's like 5, right?
Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah. This is a game, though, that I can see Iowa State losing completely. Like, they're just needing a guy to dominate the ball. I kind of want to say
Iowa State never finishes. Okay.
Ev, we'll start with your favorite team, the Purdue Boilermakers.
Listen, the only thing Boilermakers are good for is drinking. That's the Boilermaker drink, not the actual basketball team.
Yeah.
Those uninitiated. Texas wins this game easy. Texas wins by 15.
Wow.
Purdue's not going to show up to play. Texas is going to dominate this basketball game. You got to have the Cinderella story. You got to have the Cinderella story. And Cinderella is going to be Texas wearing that beautiful burnt orange.
So you're saying that you got to have the Cinderella story. You got to have a higher seed going on to the next round.
But they don't deserve it. They have to earn it, Charlie.
So this game tips off 20 minutes before the Corn Bowl. So we'll have the 11 and the 9 both playing basically at the same time on Thursday.
Okay. Underdog parlay.
Talk about a multi-view.
Hungry Dogs Run Faster. That would be a fun Hungry Dog parlay.
I do fear for Texas though. I think BYU and Gonzaga were not very good opponents, or at least we're a little overrated. Whereas Purdue feels hot.
Yeah,
right now. Purdue feels hot.
Would you say they're boiling?
But
All right, we'll see y'all next week. um,
yeah,
yeah, no,
let's
that
wrap it
was
up.
that was right up there with Bayern Munich. um, yeah, listen, I'm rooting for Purdue. My family went to Purdue. I do feel kind of similar to Evan though in this game. This just feels like a classic. Oh, Purdue drew the 11 seed to go to the Elite Eight. Like, what an awesome draw! And they show up flat, and then fucking Vocatitis just dunks somebody through the rim. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I can see where Evan's coming from
Who's the Purdue point guard with the tights and he's short?
with a beard
Um,
or no beard. There's two, beard or no beard.
maybe.
Fletcher
No, I don't think he
Loyer or
has a
Braden?
beard.
Is it Fletcher
But
Loyer?
no, I don't think no, it's not him. It's the other guy. I don't know. I forget his name, but he must have been playing at Purdue for 10 years
Braden
because I
Smith.
don't remember seeing a Purdue basketball game where he's not. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Braden
yeah, yeah.
Smith. Yeah, yeah. He just broke the all-time assist record. That's how long he's been in college basketball.
Okay,
Dude,
that's
what?
that's
Yeah,
that's who I thought you were talking about.
yeah, yeah.
He's
Dude,
got to have been there for 10 years.
I didn't say Braden Smith because like there's no way he's talking about Braden Smith, right?
That's where I was at too.
But yeah, there's like there's not yeah, like there's no way
Yeah.
he isn't gonna say his name.
So Braden Smith's freshman year.
I guess I give Charlie too much credit.
Braden Smith's freshman year was the year they lost to FDU as a 1 seed.
Yeah.
So that's how long he's
Looks
been
like
there.
he's ending his career on a loss to an 11 seed too.
We'll see. I think this game is the one I'm most excited about for this round. Actually, now that I'm looking at them, Illinois, Houston's gonna be awesome, but Arizona, who I think is still probably the best team, versus Arkansas, who I think has the most fun player in the tournament. And not to mention, we saw it against High Point. I think is it Malik Smith, Malik Thomas, one of the two. Their other guard is just in his own right a monster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this game too. Unfortunately, I do think this is where
Yeah,
it ends for
I do too.
Arkansas. I initially had Arkansas winning this game, but I think John Calipari's coached too good of a tournament so far,
Yeah.
so that means he's inevitably going to blow it in this game. And this Arizona team looks really, really good.
yeah,
And I think they kind of hit their stride against Utah State. Like, you know, like I mean, I guess I shouldn't say they hit their stride. They kicked the shit out of Long Island too, but like they
Yeah.
just looked good against Utah State. And usually, I think when a 1 seed looks good against the 8 or 9 seed and just kind of quickly is into a rhythm, playing really good basketball,
yeah.
that usually translates to them playing well the next round. And I just think top to bottom, they're too much for this Arkansas team, and too much for John Calipari.
If I
They
told
got
you
a lot of talent.
what how many points does Acuff have for you to just look at the box score and not look at the score and assume Arkansas won? How many points? 35?
45.
45? So if you see 40, there's Acuff 45 points, you'd be like, okay, maybe Arkansas won that.
Actually, maybe not. It might not. It might be one of those weird things where
He
because
goes nuclear.
it
and
could
they
be like
still
one of those
lose.
games where he just had to do everything, and Arizona was just like, all right, if you want to try to outscore our whole team, we're gonna let you do that. We're not gonna
Yeah.
break down our whole team. It could be one of those. So I don't know. There's a number of Darius Acuff scoring that I'm like, oh, Arkansas definitely
Yeah.
won. Now, if it's him, and what's the other guard's name you said?
I think it's Malik Thomas.
Now, if they combine for 70, then I'm in. They combine for 70, Arkansas wins.
Yeah, Malik Thomas.
I
Go ahead, Chuck.
I've really enjoyed watching Bradley from Arizona.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I saw a glimpse of him during the regular season, but I feel like he's a baller. Just every time they need a big bucket, I feel like he's there.
Yeah, and then they also have Jaden Burries and obviously Code Pete is a beast too. This game, if Iowa State and Arkansas
Pete's good,
both,
yeah.
if Iowa State and Arkansas both win their matchups here, I think I've already won my office March Madness pool. Because I have Arkansas. I think I'm the only person in the whole pool that has Arkansas beating Arizona here. Listen, this Arkansas team is super fun. They're high scoring. They're electric to watch on offense, but Arizona is just too balanced. I think this is where the run ends for the Razorbacks.
And taking a step back, I feel like Arizona had the easiest path. Had
Yes.
slash have.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. Villanova, Utah State is
This is
probably
the
one of the
easiest region.
weaker 8-9s. Which is crazy because you'd think Duke should, as the number 1 overall seed, have the easiest path. But, like, you got... I mean, Arkansas is a good team, don't get me wrong, but this just looks... TCU and Ohio State, I think, are better than Utah State and Villanova.
Mhm.
Also, just the coaching in the fucking East region is absurd.
Yeah.
There's 4 Hall of Famers, easy. Or 3, yeah, 4, probably 4.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you were talking
Patino,
about
Self, Izzo, and Hurley. I mean, Hurley,
Hurley's-
you get back-to-back national championship,
Hall of Famer.
you're probably getting it.
No doubt. I thought you were talking about Shire at first. I was like, let's pause the break.
No,
here.
fuck that guy.
But let's talk about this region because this is the last one we got here. Duke St. John's, I'm pumped. I mean, cliche bell. I'm pumped for this game as well. I just want to see so badly Rick Pitino in the white suit roll out and just break Duke's hearts again.
I'd love for Rick Pitino to come just full black suit, black tie. I know he wouldn't, but that'd make me. Oh,
Funeral?
my God.
Funeral
That'd be-
service?
Yeah, funeral.
Yeah.
Like just a funeral tux.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be incredible.
What are the keys here? Because I think it's at the end of the day, it's who wins the battle down low between Ejiofor and Boozer. Who's more efficient? Who's more effective? I think that's kind of where this game is, especially if Caleb Foster's still out.
Duke's just got to make their baskets.
I think
I feel like
St.
when they go
John's
cold-
just playing a consistent game. They can't go. The St. John's teams tends to have. I feel like so far this season, I've seen them have like droughts in games. I don't think if they start playing well, they can't have that just lapse for like 4 or 5 minutes of game time where they just let Duke get back into the game. Like you have to stay consistent, and that kind of happened against Kansas. Like when they let them back in the game, it's
Absolutely.
got to keep playing basketball, and I feel like that happens a lot with the St. John's team. Is there's just gaps like those 4 or 5 minute runs where they just seem to lose something, and it just they can't get anything going. So I think that's the key to just playing consistent game for St. John's.
Yeah.
Duke, on the other hand, Duke can't. This isn't going to be the first time where they have to start fast. If they start slow again, St. John's going to kill 'em. Like this is not.
Yeah.
This is not TCU. This is not Siena. Like this is a St. John's team that has some depth. They have a really good coach, some really good players. They can beat you. Like you can't start slow if you're going to win this game. With that being said, give me Rick Pitino, baby.
Yeah, I'm rooting with my heart here. I'm taking Patino as well. Duke has a great defense, so if Duke's defense shows up and St. John's offense just can't really get anything going, that could obviously spell disaster for them.
This is another one where I think St. John's covers, but I don't think they win.
Yeah, I can see that.
Duke's just been clutch this season. They've shown up in the clutch.
They've only lost 2 games all year. We got to remember that as well. Like this is a really good team.
That's what I'm saying.
Number 1 overall.
Like 5, but like 4 of those have come down to the wire. I mean, even the tournament
Yeah,
championship.
yeah, absolutely. UConn, Michigan State. What do y'all think?
I gotta say, I saw someone took a picture of it and said, "I lost money just looking at this game." Like, I think that's the perfect description.
Yeah.
So-
Whatever side I pick, I'll be wrong.
Literally.
I'm a huge Tom Izzo guy. I'm a huge Michigan State basketball fan for whatever reason. I love Jeremy Fears. Big fan of Jeremy Fears. I would, if you asked me last weekend or this time last week who I was taking if I got this matchup, I would have said I'm going to take Michigan State. I'm taking UConn here. I just think for whatever reason, once a UConn team starts playing well in the tournament, it's scary. Under Hurley, when UConn starts playing well in the tournament, that's disaster for everybody else, and I think that's going to continue. I'm taking Hurley and UConn here, and I don't like it. Like Charlie said, this is a game I'll probably go back and forth on, but right now at 8:37 Eastern Time on Tuesday, March 24th, the year of our Lord 2026, I am all over UConn, and I don't really feel bad about it. I think I'm going to take UConn big here.
Yeah, I have Michigan State winning this exact matchup in my bracket. I
Same.
want Michigan State to win.
I do too.
Is it weird if I say if Duke wins, I want Michigan State to win, but if St. John's wins, I want UConn to win? Like, does that make sense? Like,
No,
I
'cause
want
you
a
want
Duke,
the Big East matchup. It's just a better storyline. It's a storyline.
but I don't want St. John's Michigan State. Like I want both. I want those two. They have to come together. Like St. John's, like I wouldn't want UConn Duke either. I want Duke Michigan State or St. John's UConn.
See, I think UConn Duke is better. UConn Duke's pretty. That's a historic matchup.
I mean, is it that historic?
UConn Duke has some good matchups.
Does it? Okay.
From like tournaments in the past. Yeah.
I'll concede there. I'm kind of like you, Ev. I'm rooting for Michigan State, but UConn just showed me something last game. Granted, I do think Louisville might be better than UCLA. I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like UCLA gave up. I know what's his name? Canavan, whatever the hell his name is. He got a
kid in my van.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But he got hot, and UCLA just kind of gave up. Whereas I feel like Michigan State's gonna play much harder defense. Could this be an Izzo legacy game?
It could be. Izzo
I think Izzo's back, so
he loves making Final Four.
I mean, I know his legacy's kind of cemented, but I feel like this is where his team's got to really show up. Who knows if it's his last season or not?
He's coming back. I'm not even gonna buy that bullshit. Izzo's back.
Well, if Izzo's back, then UConn by 1,000,000. I do. I just
like UConn here.
UConn's points. This is. I'm glad this is the 9:45 tip on Friday because I need to see how the rest of my slips have gone before I. If they're good, I'm gonna trust myself. If they're not, I'm taking the opposite. I'm gonna fade myself if I have to.
I would also say though this one and the Houston Illinois matchup I think are probably the ones I'm looking most forward to. I mean I know they're probably the closest in seed, but both of those just feel like shootouts.
Yeah. All right, boys. Anyone else have anything else, or you want to just end with our Final Four predictions, and we'll see everyone next week?
Only thing I got is we definitely got to find some time for our listeners here to get you guys a mock draft. I know we're slacking on that, so maybe we can find time one of the mornings of this weekend. We'll see. Maybe we can figure that out.
We've got a little bit of time, but we'll get a mock draft going here soon. This has just been such a fun tournament.
Yeah. But let's get our Final Four predictions.
Give me your Final Four.
Looking at it, give me UConn, Arizona, Michigan, Nebraska.
All right.
You gotta have a wild card. You gotta have the wild card.
UConn. You said UConn, Arizona, Michigan, Nebraska. Got it. Chuck, what about you?
Very chalky top half. Duke, Arizona. Up here, and then Houston, Iowa State.
All right. I'm going to go with...
Mainly because I have Houston, Iowa State futures as well. What?
I also have those. I'm going to go with Arizona, St. John's. Oh, shit. Arizona, St. John's. God damn it. What's going on? Houston, Iowa State. That's where I'll go. Arizona, St. John's, Houston, Iowa State.
St. John's, I like it.
Yeah, we had to have something different. I am rooting for Michigan State.
But I'm also going to say, I would not be surprised if Purdue beats Arizona. There, I said it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised.
I think there's some twists
in next year's bracket?
You're such a dick. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Nobody asked, so we'll catch y'all next week.
Good show, guys. Good show.